Do you feel like you did enough for Chris to win at all?
Oh, I didn't do anything. I think Chris did enough for Chris to win. I think he did an amazing job tonight. He let himself go. He was honest. He was having fun. He brought joy to the stage. He brought joy to the judges. I think he brought joy to the fans, and I think that's what this is all about, right?
What do you think about this being 8 months for Chris?
I'm sorry?
What do you think about this being 8 months sober for Chris?
I think that that's the most compelling thing of the night, right? Is that yesterday was his 8th month anniversary of being clean and being sober, and he kept his word. He made a deal with me the day we met, right? And he promised that he would stay clean, and he did it. And so I couldn't be more proud of him. And regardless of how the competition goes, the most important thing is that that man over there is clean.
Can you describe the evolution from the audition Young Homie to tonight's Young Homie?
I think that the evolution is, if you go back and you listen to the original one, it's really, really strong. If you listen to the one that he performed tonight, it might have sounded, the track might have been a little more powerful, the background vocals were a little fuller, right? So we doctored it up a little bit, with Chris. It was just produced by a different producer, so it had a little different sound, but I think the feeling was about the same.
And him as a performer, how far?
And him as a performer, honestly, the first time I saw him, and when I look back on it, I can say this very honestly. That day, he looked like the guy that might win. And today, he also looked like the same guy that might win. And if anything, I think that his mind is clearer because he's cleaner, But I think he's pretty much the same, honestly. In other words, we didn't do much as judges and mentors. He already had it, and he still has it.
That song has sort of become his signature song. He's performed it more than once on the show. Have you heard his other original material? Does he have other great songs?
I've listened to a lot of his material, yeah. And it's really, really strong. I'd like to see him do collaborations with people and try to write even better songs, right? And I think that's sort of the goal. It's hard to do it, but that is the goal, to just see him even do better than he's already done.
You've got real quick. You've got connections, obviously. You could put him with anyone in the studio. Who would he collaborate with if you had?
I have no idea, because what I really do is I follow the ideas that my artists have, right? Or contestants or whatever. I really follow them, right? I come off like the leader, but truly the follower.
Ellie, what is your role after the show ends in these 12 artists' careers? Are you continuing to work with them? Will you continue to work with them?
There's a possibility. There's a strong possibility, yes. I obviously I run Epic Records, and we're building it. It's a brand new company. Not a brand new company, but certainly a company that we have brought the luster back to, I like to think, and I'd love to work with all of the contestants. It's not completely my call, If it were up to me, I'd take all of them.
Do you look forward to
love them all. I love Melanie, love Chris, I love Josh. I really see Astro, Rachel Crow, and Marcus Canty. I think all of them are great.
Do you look forward to a second season?
I do. Listen, I don't even know if I'm coming back, but if they invite me back, I'm certainly interested. Yes.
The girls said it was very emotional for them, Nicole and Paula both.
What was emotional?
The mentoring process.
Everything they do is emotional. What can I tell you?
You don't feel strained. You're ready for the second round.
Yeah, if there is a second round, if Simon wants me to do a second round, if Fox wants me to do a second round, if Fremantle wants me, and then yes. But it's not emotional to me, it's like, it's a lot of work, honestly.
Do you think if you were to come back, is there anything that you would like to do differently? Any sort of, as you've been doing this process, anything that you're like, if I come back next year, I'd like to maybe do this instead? Or
No, because this is a reality show, honestly, and it's about being real. And hopefully it's coming through, but I've been myself all season, right? I don't know how to do anything except be myself, so I don't know what I would change. I change clothes.
But even like the format, like the show format or anything like that?
The show's a hit. Don't fix something that's not broken.
Did you like the full circle aspect of tonight, like all the contestants?
Yes, and that was a coincidence, right? That wasn't a plan. That was a complete coincidence. I had a completely different song for Chris, and at the very last minute, I said, you know what? We should do Young Homie. And there was no discussion with any of the judges or anybody. And I think Simon had a very different song for Melanie, and I think he had Nights in White Satin or something, right? And at the last minute,
you guys didn't discuss it before?
Didn't even discuss it.
It's kind of creepy.
It was really creepy.
And so appropriate.
Yeah, it's such a full circle, conceptually, metaphorically, but it was no discussion. That's magic. When that happens, I think it's magic.
Well, seeing all those people perform those songs again tonight and reminiscing back to the first time you heard them doing it, who do you think progressed the most when you wrote that song?
I'm gonna have to say Chris Renee, right? And not selfishly, not because I'm his mentor, but he's 8 months clean. He's clearer. His voice is clearer. He's more into it. His eyes are clearer, you know. So maybe it isn't so much musically that he's progressed. I'm sorry, but maybe he's progressed as a human being, and that shines through.
Was there anyone else you considered to duet with Chris besides Avril Lavigne, or is she your go-to girl?
I wouldn't call her my go-to girl. She's my girl, right? And I love her, and we're friends, and I'm happy that she did it. I was really, really happy that she decided to join us and do it. But, you know, there were others that I would have considered, but Avril said yes, and it was the end of story, right? But, you know, he's so talented, you know. I could have saw him do, you know, maybe he'll do it in his recording career. I could see him doing a record with Drake, you know. I could see him doing a record with Kanye West. I could see him doing songs with, I mean, God, so many people, you know, because he lives somewhere between, you know, skater hip hop and skater rock, right? He lives somewhere in that world, right? The tattoo generation, you know, generation next. So all of the artists that sort of live in that world would be appropriate to duet with.